Okay. Don't look right. Don't look right, sorry. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. All right, glad to have you all aboard with us here. YouTube screen looks a little dark there. Let me know if, actually looking at it here, it looks okay. I don't know why this looks dark on my phone. Anyway, okay, we'll say some good mornings here, y'all. I'm going to move a little quickly today. Need to get Drew up and out of school a couple minutes early today. So let's do about 20 minutes if we could, instead of our usual 30. But glad to have y'all aboard. The Saints have let go of co-DC Chris Richard, or Richard, as some of them say. And, you know, I think it was my understanding sort of a mutual parting, and they're sort of allowing him, I think, to go seek an opportunity to be a DC where he's going to be able to call plays. So, you know, under Sean Payton, of course, Dennis Allen was the DC, and Nielsen was the defensive line coach. And when Aaron Glenn went to Detroit, they brought in Chris Richard to coach the secondary. Remember, Richard had been DC up in Seattle, and then was in Dallas, and the Saints brought him to New Orleans, and whenever, obviously, Sean Payton left and Dennis Allen was promoted to head coach, they promoted Nielsen and Richard to co-DCs. The problem with that is they weren't, it was just a title. They weren't really coordinating the defense because Dennis Allen was still running that side of the ball. So Nielsen left to become the DC of the Atlanta Falcons, and now they've let Chris Richard go, presumably to seek an opportunity to become a defensive coordinator there as well. Remember, in the NFL, you can block a coach under contract from making a lateral move. So, you know, Nielsen going from a co-DC to a standalone DC was an advancement, which is why he was able to go. So, Richard, it seems as though they just agreed, all right, we're going to let you go, and you go seek that opportunity, you know, that you want. You know, I would presume he'll land at a place where they have an offensive-minded head coach, and he will be able to actually coordinate the defense. But it sure is interesting in a year where your defense finished top 10 in the NFL again, and really at the end of the season played very well. That those are the changes you make, and not offensive staff changes. You know, you blow out Dan Rauscher, that's the one that you sort of, somebody's head had to roll, so you blow out the running game coordinator. But you look defensively. Going back to the game against really if you look just at the Raiders, after you lost at Arizona, you shut out the Raiders. The Ravens came in and scored 27, but then you lost to the Steelers 20-10. The problem wasn't the defense, was you couldn't score. You allowed 20 to the Steelers, 20 to the Rams, 13 to the Niners, but you got shut out. You allowed 17 to the Bucks, but remember they had 3 points, with 3 minutes to go in that game, whatever it was. 18 to the Falcons, 10 to the Browns, 10 to the Eagles. You went to Philly and won, which is so bizarre to think this team went to Philly and won in December, but they did. And of course, you lost to the Panthers, but you only allowed 10 points there. So the defense, for 2/3 of the season, was really good. But they got to fix that offense, man. All right, let's say some good mornings. LSU basketball lost again last night. They lost at Missouri. They tried to make a little run late in the first half, and good on them, for not laying down. But the game went pretty much exactly like we thought it would. If you listened to AFR yesterday, looked at the game that Missouri played against Ole Miss, and it went exactly. I mean, Missouri defensively isn't a great team, but they can really fill it up. So figured we'd see LSU score in the 70s, but probably give up points in the 80s, which they did. So Missouri wins 87-77. And unfortunately, the LSU losing streak hits 9. And, it's been, you haven't won a game since you beat Arkansas, to open up conference play, which, was that week between Christmas and New Year's. So it's been over a month since you won a game, and boy, that's a grind. I feel for those players, man, because that's a grind. And Pelicans mired in their own losing streak. They're back at it tonight against Dallas on the road in Dallas. So see if they can go get back in the win column. They need one. All right, well, let's say some good mornings here. Greg, CTC, Fire Dennis Allen. Wendell Norman, good morning. Spurge, good morning. Saint for Life, good morning. Weston Weaver, John Bonine, good morning. Or Bonin. Hey, Dad, good morning. Hans Bailey from Orange County, California, the OC. What's going on, man? Oh, no, I just spilled coffee all over my jeans. Ugh. So stupid. Man. Anyway. Reed Rule, good morning. If DA isn't making the personnel changes, it seems like the Saints org is putting him on an island now. I'm sure he is making the personnel decisions. Hunter Broadhead, what's going on? Let's see. Nielsen and Richard both want to be DC. That's apparent. Also, Ronald Curry is interviewing for OC now. So, what are Saints seem like moving in slow motion? I mean, unless if they're not making any changes, Saint for Life, and that seems like that's the point, right? Like, they seem content to hold the line, and that's the problem. And that's the problem with Dennis Allen, man. When you've never won as a head coach, you don't know what winning as a head coach looks or feels like. And you don't know the things to do to win. So, look, man, I'm not going to sit here and pound the table and scream that everybody's got to be fired and all, but similarly, you can't look at this team and say, yep, status quo is good, let's hold the line. That's just silly. So, let's see. To their point, I'm sure they're thinking, we just need better luck. We need to be healthy. Jameis got hurt. We brought in Andy Dalton. Had some injuries on the line. You didn't have Michael Thomas or Jarvis Landry. You were supposed to be built around Thomas, Landry, and Olave. Olave was supposed to be your number 3. I'm sure that's what's going through their heads, but I also think that's naive. Tim Gotra, John says Matt House for Saints DC. I don't think that's happening, man. I think Matt House wants to. I know you're laughing, but Matt House wants to be a college head coach, and it's why he came back to college from the Kansas City Chiefs, because he knew this was going to be his best path forward. So to being a college head coach. So yeah, I think Matt House will be here until he leaves for a head coaching job in college. Leon Williams, good morning from cold, icy Dallas-Fort Worth. Cody Brunet, how long before Chris Richard is hired by Peyton? I don't think he is, at least not as DC, all the reports of the Vic Fangio is who Sean Payton had targeted as his DC. I mean, maybe he hires Richard as a secondaries coach, but I don't think he's a DC. Sean Comiskey, doesn't mean Richard's going to Denver. Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not telling you anything I know, but I'm just going through all the reports that everyone had before, which was that Sean Payton was targeting, when he was trying to put together staff, he was targeting Vic Fangio. Who had been in Denver before. as the head coach from 19 to 21. So, would would Vic Fangio go back to Denver with the place that fired him 2 years ago? Would he go back there to be the DC? That's interesting. I don't know, man. Like coaches have egos too, man. I know that much. And that's, if some of y'all ask, hey, what if Sean Payton came back? Could they just move DA back to defensive coordinator? He ain't doing that, bro. They got egos too, bro. All right, smash that like button if you would. If you're watching on, I don't think I shared this yet. All right. Where are we? John Wesley Wagoner, good morning. David Coslin, Jason Horn, good morning. Quentin Breakville, good morning. Louisiana's Pipeliners Gumbo Cook-Off. Okay, man, enjoy. Brian Penton, good morning from Rochelle, Illinois. Okay. What's up, Trey Fisher? Good morning. Richie Burt, LSU basketball shot relatively well last night. Auburn shot the lights out, even with hands in their face from three. LSU didn't play Auburn. LSU played Missouri. But yeah. Dale Broussard, ready for baseball season? I think most people are. Hey, Deborah Cowart, good morning. Philip, what's going on? How much blame lies in Dennis Allen? Also, do you think we trade the 30th plus a player for a higher draft pick? So, I'll go over this again, and I'm sure I've been asked it a million times. I'm sure I'll be asked it a million more. The Saints really don't have players that they can trade. Because all of the players that they have signed to a second contract, because of their cap situation, they have had to restructure those deals such that it makes them untradeable. Because no team would trade for any of those contracts. The only players that would be tradable would be players on rookie contracts. So, Peyton Turner, who's going to trade for him? Chris Olave, do you want to trade a rookie receiver? Pete Werner, Trevor Penning. That's the problem you have, right? Just think of, all right, who's a player you'd be willing to trade? And I mean, let's look at Marshawn Lattimore's contract. I'm not saying you should trade Marshawn Lattimore, by the way, but let's look at his contract. He signed a 5-year, $97 million deal. Okay. He is going to be a prime candidate, by the way, for a restructure. In 23, his dead cap number with the Saints would be $43 million. His cap hit is 22.4. So basically, if Marshawn Lattimore plays for you next year, it costs you $22 million. If he is not on your team next year, it costs you $43 million. So I think you'd rather have Marshawn Lattimore on your team at a $21 million discount. You know what I mean? So some of these dudes, it's just, they're not tradable. So they're kind of stuck. If the Saints are going to trade anything, they would have to trade draft picks, future assets, etc. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Let's see, LSU basketball is struggling. It's nice to see them compete to the final buzzer. They have done that. It's all good, Richie. John said 9 in a row. Is that a record? No. I'll remind you, man, the Johnny Jones team, Johnny's last team that went 2 2-14. I think they had like a 13-game losing streak. Hang on. Let's see. That would have been 2016, 17. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's see. That team opened conference play with a loss to Vanderbilt, then they beat Missouri. Let's see, then they lost. They went from 1-1 all the way to 1-15. They lost 14 straight. That team lost 14 straight. Johnny's last team. They started 1-1, lost 14 straight, beat Tennessee, and then lost to Mississippi State to finish 2-16. People forget, man, how bad that was. That's ultimately when they fired Johnny. It was the year after Ben Simmons. All right, smash that like button if you would. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Need a roof, give us a shout at Hudco, HudcoRoofing.com. Restored Motions. You get pain, book a session with Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. And, of course, ProCharge EV and ProChargeEV.com. Electric vehicle charging stations. State of Louisiana has some $80 million in federal grant money for electric vehicle infrastructure. And ProCharge can help you write the grant and install your charger, all that sort of stuff at your home or at your place of business. So learn more at ProChargeEV.com. Tony Williams, Bubba Smith, good morning. Saints need a quarterback. Without a quarterback, going to continue to go 8-9. The talent is there. Yeah, Philip, I disagree with you. I don't think the talent's there. Your defensive line is not very good at all. You were 22nd in rush defense. You bet on Marcus Davenport and Peyton Turner, and Davenport had half a sack last year, and Peyton Turner played, sparingly. So really, your edge rushers are Cam Jordan and Carl Granderson. That's it. Your interior defensive line is not very good. David Onyemata took a big step back this year. Demario Davis is still a very good player, but he's long in the tooth. I hope that Lattimore, Alante Taylor, Paulson, Debo continue to be a really good tandem at corner. Tyron and Marcus May are aging safeties. Tyron's aging, and Marcus May's been injured. On the offensive line, Pete's going to be a cap casualty this year. Hopefully you get something out of Trevor Penning. You're really bad at running back. I mean, you have nothing behind Alvin Kamara, who has proven to not be durable. Unfortunately, he's not played a full season. And on top of that, you're bad at quarterback. So to say the Saints have the talent is just not true. They don't. They're not a great team. It's not just quarterback. Like, they're not close. They're not a team that's a quarterback away. Brad Wagner said, Matt, do you know why men's basketball is the only league that plays halves? I don't. I would love to see men's basketball go to 4 quarters like the women's, and also I would love to see them adjust the shot clock to 24 seconds. It would increase the pace. It would increase offense. It would make the game more uniform. Yes, I agree with you. It should. Cade Galt, is Hendon Hooker a product of the Heupel system, or will he be able to become that franchise guy in the NFL? I understand the question. I lean more toward looking at the improvement he made from year 1 to year 2 in that system to say that's a guy that very clearly has improved. His accuracy, his touch, he's got the arm strength and all the ability, and I love the leadership qualities. Look, Cade, I mean, any quarterback, any draft pick, it's always going to be risk associated with it, how they develop. But So John said Hendon and Michael Thomas. I don't know what you mean by you're saying like Hendon would throw. Michael Thomas is not going to be a Saint next year. When they restructured his deal, that they essentially cut the cord. It's just a matter of when they make the announcement. He'll be a post-June 1 release, but Michael Thomas will not be a part of the Saints next year. Shelby Kelly, what's going on? Ready for baseball season, not ready for midweek meltdowns and people that don't understand baseball complaining. Welcome to my life, bro. Jeff McKithen, good morning. Let's see. I got to get going here. I told you I got to wrap up a little early today. Gregory Carter, was it Oliver Twist for you and A-Bear show? Pure gold. Love the two of you together. Should do a crossover show. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate it. So I was solo last night, but and they told me after that there was a few tables of people on the other side of that wall that came to watch the show, but you didn't come say, hey, man, if you come, you got to at least come say hello. I love to get to meet people and say hello. And so thanks for coming out, man, sincerely. But next time, please come out and say, hey, you know. Gregory said he'd see the Saints drafting Apuaika and Hooker if possible. For me, that would be a dream scenario. If you could get Apuaika at 29 and then Hooker at 40, I think, I don't know that I could draw up a better script for the Saints. Ika helps you with the run stuffer in the middle, and then you get the quarterback that I think is realistic in this draft that's going to be a good player. Trivia Carter, finished my show before the workout ended. All right, Trivia, good job, man. Way to go get it this morning. Chasing Mobile, damn coffee, hopefully not on the shoes. Not on the shoes, bro, not on the shoes. All right. All right, just going quickly. Ransom Antoine, ordered a king cake from your boy. Okay. Keith H. Hey, Matt. In London, they have the red bus, the double-decker bus, tour bus, but I can't find the Nuss bus. Okay. Jeez. All right, we got to get going. All right, appreciate y'all as always for watching. YouTube, smash that like button. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the page and like the Matt Moscona page and share this post. We appreciate you as always. Shout out to Brock, Hudco, Restored Motions, and ProCharge. Y'all have an awesome day. LSU Daily is already live, and AFR3 we'll see you. Oh, by the way, real quick. Make sure you're tuned in to AFR today at 4 o'clock. I've been telling y'all that there's a movement afoot to change Dale Brown Court. And there are some major power brokers in the state that are trying to push it through quietly. And we are going to shine the light on it today on AFR at 4 o'clock. So please be listening today in hour 2 of AFR. Y'all have a great day. Peace.